Okay, so we're now recording. Uh, we're taking a look at some of the assignments in the icebreaker module. This is due on Sunday evening, and these are just some of the things that you need to work yourself through to be able to successfully complete the course. As I mentioned already to the class, you actually have to click on the assignment to see the assignment instructions. So when you come in here, the actual assignment itself will pop up and do that. Otherwise, you won't necessarily see it, and all you're actually seeing is the heading. In assignments that have drop boxes, if you want to take a look down at activity 4, this practice submission. So this actually has a Dropbox where you're going to submit a file to me. You can't see that unless you actually click on the header. And once you go in, you can actually see the submission area. And this is true for all the assignments. Since this is an online office productivity course, you're going to be submitting all your assignments to me, and that's what I'm going to be grading as files. And if you don't properly attach the file, which is a multi-step process, for example, in this, I'll just make a practice submission. We have to browse the computer. I'm just going to pick a Word document that's here. All right, it's there, it's attached, but you think you might have submitted it at this point because you can see it. However, if you don't click on the submit button, I will not receive it. Okay, so when you click on submit at that point in time, you'll get a message that it's successful. I'm getting a message it's not saved because as the instructor, it won't save any of the assignments that I make. I could sit here and do it never ending, and it wouldn't save them for me. Okay. The other thing I want to call to your attention while we're in here is that I do have this policy, and I'm making you guys sign off on it in the beginning of the course that some people have asked me and had some concerns and questions about. It says that I also understand I will be required to take an in-class final exam. That's not my policy. It's a departmental policy for this course. All students have to take an in-class final, a proctored final exam. Due to COVID and the density restrictions that we have, I will petition the department that we suspend this requirement for this semester, and I will do that and have a decision by the end of September. At our September division meeting, we'll get together, and I'm going to ask that we nix that requirement. I don't know if that means we're going to have a final exam or we're not going to have a final exam, but what I'm asking for at this point in time is that the requirement of an in-person final exam is removed. Okay, so I will, after the meeting, I will post an announcement stating whether or not the department has agreed with me. So I know some of you had some concerns as to visiting campus and being in a classroom with other students and so on and so forth. Okay. So again, these are due Sunday evening, just some things to get you going. The first module is not available right now. You can see it down here, it's grayed out. It opens Monday, but I'm gonna open it tonight once we get working on things. And you could see in here, you're gonna be able to see some submission areas, the projects, the page, all the data files in this course. Every data file that you need for your projects will be found here. Even for blank files, I will provide the file for you to download. I'm going to ask you that you use these at all times in completing the projects, okay? Now the course is going to take place in 2 areas. Within Blackboard, here you will make some submissions. So for example, for this part of the module, you have a Project 1A submission and a Project 1B submission, okay? Let me bounce back out for a second. All of those submissions are going to be done from the textbook. So when you are looking over here, this MyLab IT portion of the course, once you get access to it, which you don't have access right now, as far as I know anyway, let me go into student view. once you get logged in, the first thing you'll see is I put a folder and a link to the e-text. So when you click on the e-text, holy cow. Oh, okay. I'm looking at it from a student view. Let me go back to the instructor view. So after you have your access code and go in, I've actually never come in here this way. This is a new product we're using this year. Let me return to the instructor view. You'll see something that looks like this. You won't necessarily see all that after you've gotten your access code and we're able to log in. So when you go into the e-text, only one of these will be visible. I can actually do this right now. I can hide those. And okay, all you're going to see is this 2019 introductory e-text. And once you click on the link, you should have access to the textbook for the course. Look at that. At least something works. I'm feeling really accomplished right now. Okay. This has been a multi-day ordeal. The whole department went with this new thing called this first day program that allows you to have access to your textbook on the first day. The only thing is that it hasn't worked, and I've spent pretty much today all day working with the publisher trying to get it working. And it looks like now it's actually starting to work. Okay. So go to create a worksheet and charting data. You can see it's in Excel. This is where our first project is going to be found. And there's the outcomes, the objectives. There's some videos that you can watch, along with some step-by-step instructions on how to complete the projects. Okay. The really good thing about this book is they give you a picture of the completed project right in the beginning of the project. So when you're done and you've completed all the steps in the project, if your project doesn't look exactly like this, you've made a mistake somewhere. So you have a way to actually check to see if what you've done is correct. And if not, you can return to the project and try to figure out where you made your errors. Okay, so this is a picture of the completed project. Actually, this is the first project that I've assigned for next Monday. And then when you go to the next page, you have these learn how videos. It tells you how to, we could just watch one for activity 1.01. Are you able to hear any of the annotations that they're doing?
I don't hear it.
No, you didn't hear anything? All right. Well, obviously there was someone talking through that, telling you how to complete the first step of the workbook. And as you go down through it, you can see they're very detailed instructions. So all I'm asking you to do, since it's an online course and there's not a lot of direct instruction from me, is to read through these projects and complete the projects as they're being described in the text. Okay.
I'm gonna ask a dumb question.
Sure.
So when I tried to, was there an actual physical book, or is this supposed to be something that you order online?
Well, that's the problem that we've had.
Because I went on to the bookstore and there was nothing for this this
right.
section of the course.
100%. what the department has done is they entered into an agreement with the publisher and the bookstore to provide this material as a first day material. So that means that students should have had access to this thing when they walked in the door, first day of classes. You should have had some way of getting access to this code. And then what happens is they give it to us at a very reduced price. Typically, this textbook is supposed to be uh, like $239 or $229 with an access code to get to the MyLab portion of the course. So that's another portion of the course that'll be hosted on the Pearson website that we're going to be using. So it was over $200. What we did is we agreed to this first day program, and it brought it down under $100. I'm not sure what the exact price is going to be. I'm actually checking with that on the publisher, but this would have been added to your tuition bill. And you would have had access to the materials on the first day of the course. Somehow something happened. I don't want to point the finger at anybody. It's not my responsibility to do it. I'm not the chair of the department. I don't correspond with the bookstore or the publisher. So let's just say that somebody somewhere dropped the ball. And as of last week, when I inquired as to how my students were going to access this, no one had a clue. So at that point in time, I've started to work. I had been chair of the department for 18 or 20 years, so I had all contacts with the bookstore and with the publishers. So I started to work with them to try to get this thing rolling so that it wouldn't be a complete debacle. And I think I'm there, but I don't want to say I'm 100% there until another 15 or 20 minutes and we try it. Okay.
Okay. Don't matter to me who dropped the ball as long as it wasn't me.
Nope, not you guys. Let's just say it wasn't you and it wasn't me, and
Perfect.
we'll leave it at that. I'm doing what I can. I've probably spent 2.5 hours today, plus another hour and a half last week trying to get this thing going. And I'm having I had no luck until today. And the funny part is I'm teaching numerous sections of this course, and the only one that I actually had luck with is getting your section, the online section set up. And I don't even know if I've had luck. We'll find out in a few minutes. Okay. So, but this is where you're going to get access to the e-text. As I said, it's a reduced price. It's going to be under $100. How much under $100? I don't have any idea, but I'm working on that too to try and see where we're at with this. So once you can open up the e-text and you can work on this, and then you can have this, you can print it, you can do a whole bunch of different things depending upon what you want to do. You can print the pages that you need, or you can have it open on one thing one student told me last year, we used the same product last year. It was just set up differently and it was much more expensive. They told me that what they did is they put it on they put the e-text on a tablet or a Chromebook, and then they did the work on their computer. That was the best setup that they had. They had a tablet next to their computer with the book, and then they had their screen on, and they were able to follow the steps in the textbook on their tablet, and then work on the screen. Another student told me that they had multiple screens in their home. I don't know that anybody has that, but if you have 2 screens in your home, you can put the e-text on one screen, Excel on the other screen, and continue to work that way. All right, so any questions on the e-text and how we're supposed to access it?
Yes, I have a question.
Sure.
How do you get the MyLab access code?
Yeah, we're getting there. That's the whole part. That's the whole part of this thing where we dropped the ball. Okay.
I just went to the thing where it said at the bottom where you can get 14 days free as long as you have get the access code by then.
Right. Oh, that's my backup plan. If this,
That's what I'm doing right now.
yeah, don't do it yet, because we might get there. We might get there.
As long as you get the code by the 23rd, they said they're happy.
Oh, all right, good. All right. So that's the e-text. That's where it's going to be, and there'll be other. Let me back out of here. There'll be other assignments that you will be responsible for that'll be in here for Excel access and PowerPoint. I'm going to have this calendar set up so that when you click on this calendar, it'll actually show you the dates. We're not going to be able to see any because I don't think I assigned any right now. I don't have it quite set up yet, but if you look over here, there'll be the assignments on the days that they're due. And that will go as well as for the calendar that we're going to find in Blackboard. I'll have that set up with all your due dates and all that kind of stuff. Let's take a look at the calendar now, and I'm back to Blackboard. We'll take a look at the calendar and see what it shows us. Okay, so you can see when your first set of assignments are due. Right now, on the 18th, I've only got one of them set up. I was just in there messing around earlier, so put it. So on Friday, 9/18 at 11:59 p.m., you'll have your first project, Module 1 Excel, Project 1A, page 316. That's actually the one I just showed you. That's what I was looking at. And that'll be due on Friday. And this will be a good way to see, you know, where everything, and it'll be set up tonight. That's the next thing I'm going to do is I figured once I got the access to the textbook, then I could really set the due dates. Okay. So if you look over here, this is going to be your nav bar. This is going to be where all my stuff's going to be. You're going to get to your MyLab on this link. You're going to get to your content here, and that's going to be the home, the place that you get routed to as soon as you go into my course, and you'll have all your stuff here. Okay. In the course information documents, you can see that there's the welcome, my contact information. I'm doing all my office hours via Zoom, and you'll be able to get me at those hours via Zoom. Different links are provided for the different days and times. Our official fall schedule for the course, I've also worked this out. It tells you when your exams are. It tells you when each module is going to open and close. We can take a quick look at it. You can see that 9/9 to 9/13 is the icebreakers. That's this week. Then when you go on the 14th through the 27th, okay, is module 1. Every module is going to be 2 weeks in length. The module projects, the first 2 that are in the textbook, will always be due the first Friday of the module. In this case, I've put the date here for you until you get familiar with the course, which might be wrong. I don't even think the 16th is a Friday. Nope, it's the 18th. So I'm not quite sure what I was thinking, but we'll get that adjusted too. And then you can look at the module 2 opens on the 28th, closes on the 11th. Again, the module projects are the first Friday. The content-based assignments are the second Wednesday. And the outcome-based assignments, along with a quiz, are due by module end. And if you look at every one of these modules, it's set up the exact same way. So I do it to keep it consistent so that you guys aren't looking like what's due here, what's due where. Once you get into the flow of the course, you'll be able to see when everything's due, and you'll know, in addition to the calendar, you'll know in your mind, you know, hey, it's the first week of the module. I have my module projects due on a Friday. Oh, it's the second week. I got to get the content-based assessments by the Wednesday and the outcomes and the quiz by Sunday evening. Okay, because every module opens on a Monday and every module is going to close on a Sunday. Okay. You can go through the course objectives, textbook software. If you have problems with MyLab, I've given you a contact number. I'll just click on the evaluation and grading. Talk about that for a second. The percentages for the course, quizzes are 15% of your course. They're open book, open note. They're at the end of every module. Module 7, the last one's going to have 2. Projects and assignments, 35%. Okay, minimum of 6 projects per module, and that counts the quiz. Okay, as a project. Exams are 30% of your grade, 1 Excel and 1 Access exam. The final exam, as I said, I'm not sure what's going on. If we have to have it and you have a 93 plus average after completing all the course assignments, you're going to be exempt from the final exam. In my 20 years of teaching this course, I haven't seen anyone who had a 93 plus go in and take the exam and blow it. So just as a bonus to you for all your hard work all semester, you're exempt. You have your A. If we don't have a final exam, if I get that waived that we don't have to have one, I'll just take the 20% and I will distribute it amongst the quizzes, projects, and the other 2 exams. So that's what'll happen if we don't have an exam. All right. But I'm hoping at least if I can't get the whole exam waived, I'm hoping at least to get the classroom face-to-face requirement waived. The reason I say I would want I wouldn't even go for even just do away with the final exam. I'm giving you an Excel exam, okay, on the work that's there. It's open book, open notes. It's a lot of critical thinking. You're going to have to look at it, analyze, and complete a spreadsheet, actually multiple sheets on a spreadsheet. I'm giving you a Microsoft Access exam where, again, it's open book, open notes assignments. You're going to have to manipulate data, perform queries on it, extract information out of the data, build some reports, build some forms, and those types of things. Well, if I gave you an open note, the whole point of the in-person final exam was that as a department, we decided that students need to be assessed before they left the course because they were getting into their business courses and many of your business majors, and they're being asked to use spreadsheets and they weren't able to necessarily use them. And if we waive the in-person requirement, then I don't see a lot of value in giving you, I'm going to give you the Access exam in December. The Excel exam will be around week 7, week 8 of the course. What's the use of giving you another one that just covers those 2 topics again? I mean, do I really need to give you an exam on PowerPoint? Let me ask you this. Is there anyone in here that's never used PowerPoint?
No.
I didn't think so.
Long
Okay.
time ago.
Oh, wait, well, I did hear somebody. What did I get?
A long time ago.
You still used it though, right?
Yeah, back in the day.
Back in the, all right. Well, back in the day in high school, well, we're gonna refresh your skills on it, but I don't know that I need to give
Like
you an
riding a bike.
Yeah, exactly. It'll be easy for you. PowerPoint will probably be the easiest portion of the course.
Right.
Okay. And that's why I have it at the end. When you're getting buried in all your other classes, we'll be doing something that almost everybody is very familiar with. Even though you haven't used it in a while, I think it'll come back to you. Access is the part of the course, that second 6 weeks where people struggle. And I'll tell you it right now, it's a very powerful program. We could probably do an entire course on Microsoft Access, just by itself. And it's going to be a little daunting at first, but if you put the time in and you put the effort in, we'll get through it. And I'll be here to help. I mean, with these Zoom office hours and the ability to share screens, I have the ability to help you in ways that my online students in ways that I never had before. Okay, I could always help students in my classes, but not necessarily my online students that well. All right. So as I said, the calendar will be here. Announcements. I'll be sending you announcements like I did tonight about this meet. I'll be sending you announcements all the time. It's something, and I'll also send them to your email as well, just like I did this tonight, and they'll be posted in the course itself. You can always check your grades. I use the Blackboard grade book to record all your grades. So your grade, if I've graded it, the grades will be in there and your grade will update as the semester goes. If you need to email me, here's one way. I also have provided my email address in the course docs. And then there's a Blackboard help. Now here comes the test. We're gonna check. Let me ask you: is there any questions that you have before we go on? No.
Yeah.
Okay. So I've just enabled a link. If you refresh, if you go off if you log into Blackboard, everybody in here has been into Blackboard already. I'm assuming, right?
Yes.
Is that a yes?
Yes.
Okay. If you log in to Blackboard now, also you can minimize my screen. Hit exit full screen if you haven't used Zoom before, and that'll get you back to yours. Okay. You can get your MyLab access code there, or at least I'm hoping you can. We're going to see if it works for you. Would someone volunteer to share your screen, and so that we could watch you try to get your access code and see what it does? I'll take that as a no.
I guess I will.
Okay. So let me go into participants, and let me see if I can change someone to the host. Now that's something I've never done in Zoom before, so that might take me a while.
You won't let
Figure
me
out.
share screen without being the host?
Try it and see what it says.
Nope. It says host disabled participant screen sharing.
Hang on. Advanced sharing options. Multiple participants. All right, try it again. Looks like I've.
Okay.
Does it still say it's disabled?
I did it.
There you go. Okay. Excellent, because I can't see this. So you can opt out. All right, the price they have on it's $99.99. I don't know, if that's the final price or not. I knew it was going to be under $100. How much I didn't know.
Now that's just for the access code.
That's the access code and e-text. So that's the textbook and the e-text. Okay. If you don't want to pay the $99, like let's say you took the course in a previous. Now this is a new textbook. We just went to a brand new edition, so I don't think anybody's going to have it. This access code is good for 2 years. So if you don't pass the code, or if you don't pass it, the class, sorry, you could use the code again. But I hope you're all going to pass. So you can see he revealed the access code and he's copying it to his clipboard. Now, once it's in your clipboard, if you go back to that list on the side, you can then click on the My Lab where I clicked and put your access code in.
Or just go back.
Yeah, go back.
Oh crap! I forgot I already got them.
Oh, you already went through, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I did the.
The
There's got to be a way to
yeah.
access.
I think it flashed right across.
Did it?
Yeah, I think it flashed really quick. I saw something flash across your screen when you were coming in.
Oh, that was actually it was. It's right after you actually get the access.
Mm-hmm.
It's just verbiage. It's not the actual part.
Well,
crap.
All right. So you signed up for the 14-day trial. So
Yeah.
yeah. So it will eventually ask you for that code, and you'll be able to put it in. I don't see where you would.
Yeah.
Try your MyLab and Mastering course home, maybe. There it is. Scroll down a little bit. Doesn't say anything about entering the access code. Nope. Try My Courses. Oh, you're in My Courses already, and it says the MyLab
Right.
IT for Go, right? All right.
Well, I told you I'd mess it up once.
Well, it will ask you for that code at some point in time.
It is. It will.
Okay. So could you go back to that original screen? I'm glad that it gave you the code and the ability to copy it. Yeah.
You want me to go actually into the?
Right. No, I just went right there. Back up a little bit. Right there. So you can see if you want to opt out, if you don't want to pay for the code or have already purchased it, you can opt out. Okay. When you click on Reveal Access Code, that's where it is, and you can go and put it in at that MyLab IT link that we showed you earlier, and you can go through the process of putting your code in, and then you'll have access to the e-text, and you'll have access to the MyLab access code. Okay. If you prefer a hard copy of the book, I believe I can probably get you an ISBN. Just send me an email. and I can probably get you an ISBN with an access card, but you're probably not going to get the same kind of discount, and it's going to be much more expensive for hard copies. As I said, well over $200. With the hard copy and access, so I wouldn't be surprised if you were somewhere in the mid twos, possibly $300. Okay. So that's pretty much all I have for you. I just wanted you to get off on the right foot. As I said, half the course is going to be in probably about half of your assignments. Well, let me see how it's set up. If you want to stop your share and I can start sharing again.
Okay.
Thanks, thanks, David.
Yeah, I tried.
Yep, no problem. So if I go in module 1 when I set it up, these first 2 assignments are in the textbook, 1A and 1B. C is also in the textbook. And then you're going to end up doing G and the quiz. This last one's not available. I have it there. The L think I was going to assign it, and then, you know, 4 projects plus the quiz per module are more than enough work for you, I think, to master what's there. Okay. So yeah, so you'll have, you know, a total of probably about 4 or 5 projects, at most 5. I think there might be another MyLab project that I'm assigning, and then the quiz. That'll be your total assignment for each module in 2 weeks. All right. I'll be grading this stuff. Some of my course policies are late assignments are going to be penalized at 10% per day, but I don't accept any assignments after I've provided the graded versions back to the class. Quizzes that are due at the end of the module, the answers will be released right at module end. So there will not be, if you read through the course documents, you've already seen that quizzes will not be accepted late. You have the full 2 weeks to take the quiz. And, you know, once the module closes, I have them set so they're going to release the answers to the class. And at that point in time, I'm not going to accept further submissions on the quizzes. All right. Does anybody have any questions? Are you
Yes.
working? Go ahead.
Do I have to create an account with the Pearson's Lab thing?
Yes. If you don't have one, you're going to have to go through the whole step-by-step process to create the account.
Okay.
Yep.
I have a question.
Any other questions?
I have a question.
Sure.
Are we able to use Macs or the PC better?
Okay. The instructions that are provided in the textbook are for the Office 2019. Office 2019 isn't not available for Mac, but you do have an Office version that is available for Mac. So you could actually do your Excel and your PowerPoint on Mac. The problem that you're going to encounter is that when you get to the 6 weeks for Microsoft Access, there is no access that's available on Mac at this point in time. Okay. So even though the instructions were a little different, my students have been able to use Macs to do the PowerPoint and the Excel portions of the course. They've just had to go into the library. There's computers in there that do have access on them. All of them have Office 2019 on them. They've had to have gone into the library and done their work there.
Okay.
Okay. Any other questions you might have? Well, I hope you're not more confused than you were before we had the meeting. I hope you have a good idea how the course is and how it's going to be run. If you have any questions, just send me an email. I'm going to get all that stuff set up tonight. So your module 1 will be all set with due dates. The calendar will show all the due dates for module 1. All of your assignments in my lab will be all set up for module 1. Everything will be completely set, and I'm going to open that up, you know, like I said, before I log off, before I actually shut the computer down tonight.
I have a question.
Sure.
I just want to make sure I have the right version of the software. I just bought the subscription-based Office.
365?
Yeah.
That'll work. Yes,
Okay.
that works.
Okay.
29. If you bought the subscription based is 365. The non-subscription based is the 2019. So right now they're very, very similar. You won't have any problem whatsoever.
Okay.
Okay. All right then. Well, thanks again for dropping by. I'm going to post this video so that other people can see it and have a chance to look through the course. You know, best wishes with your studies. If you have any questions, I'm always here to help. And if those office hours don't work for you and you want to set up a time to Zoom, you know, that meets your schedule, I'm usually, you know, I'm usually around and on. My classes are in the morning at the college, but you know, I'm typically around the computer doing some grading and doing some other types of work at night. So if you send me an email, you know, at least give me a 24-hour notice so I can set up a Zoom appointment with you. Okay? All right. So have a great evening.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Right. Bye now.